Welcome back, Ralph's Automotive. I definitely got one different for you here today. This is a 2006 HHR Chevrolet. Not here for a mechanical problem per se. We have a little bit of a air conditioning inoperative problem, but the air conditioning is working. I want to take a quick peek underneath and see if there's anything spooky going on with the compressor. Look at the low pressure switch, see if there's anything green or something like that going on with it. But other than that, it's really not. That's really not why it's here, and that's the reason the camera is pointing the other way. Well, let me remove that plastic so we can see. We have a broken door handle. Got the replacement part right here. Now, observation. There's a screw underneath the door handle right there, a cover and probably a screw. And I'm assuming that the bottom of it pops off. I personally have never done one of those. That's the first time this is my first time on this one, so we're going to see if we can fix it together. Like I said, I do know that in this era, you know, we have a lot of the clips, the clip-in on the bottom, I'm assuming. That's actually, like I said, the reason I racked it on my rack here is I do want to take a look underneath, but I'm going to bring you all along. I'm going to grab a little screwdriver. It's still stinking hot outside. So, sorry about the fan noises. I got the air on and got the fan on as well. So, underneath of here, we got a little access cover. Yep, that has to come off. And what I thought, there is going to be a Torx underneath it. Figured that. If in doubt what size it is, just grab all of them. I have no idea. There shouldn't be a whole lot going on with wires and stuff like that. Sorry about the lift pole. Already be careful, there's a sleeve on top of that screw. Make sure that don't pop off on you. I'm assuming that we can just pull this off. I don't really see any other access panels that we need to remove. That right there may have a screw in the handle. I'm going to dig out some of the chain and stuff the lady's got in here. Whoop. Couple of screws down in here. Also a T20, 25, whatever it is. See if we can jar it loose. I'm certain there is some way of unclipping it. Yep, there's clips. Figured such a thing. Yes, these are in fact clips. We'll undo our electrical over here. Oh, mother. This thing is tight. Couple of more electric connections over here on this side. I'll have to undo that, of course. Of course, what I'm doing here is I'm loosening the cable up. The cable's got to be pushed up forward. Give you a shot of this here in just a second. Okay, well, this is the door panel right here. Now here's the cable, and there's that door opening. There's that nub, whatever you want to call that slides into your new door handle. This part on here is broken, that's why it doesn't open. Now I'll show you what we have here on the other side. Get back out of here. Set that on the chair over here, turn that around. I'll get the camera up in there. They said there's not many wires. You can't really mess that part up. Looks like we got some Phillips screws over here. Here you see the brake. I hope you can see that. Yeah, you can. Well, here we got the brake. Well, so I can tell you already, we'll have to be really careful with these things here. It's plastic. They're not in there very far. I mean, these things are super short. Well, I see already we'll have to be really careful with that. These screws and the washers, they actually have A is not right. They have Loctite on them, and irony of things is there's actually Loctite in that package that came in. So, and I see why they're doing it, because the screws have very little engagement. I would say that's the reason why they've got the Loctite on there. Take a peek there from the other side, see what's going on there. You don't want to break it. Pretty chintzy what they got there, but that's neither here nor there. seems to be the same thing. All right, here we have to be careful now, because a lot of times what ends up happening is these aftermarket parts, they don't line up as good. We want to try this out and make sure that the door is actually going to work. It does appear that it is going to work for us. So I'm going to back you off a little bit there, because I'm going to get a Phillips. I've been using that straight screwdriver right there. I'm going to have to break in here, because it literally just occurred to me editing this video that I don't know what I was thinking. I've seen this before, you know. Sometimes you're trying to get stuff done and you miss the obvious. Those are not actually screw holes in the beginning. What that is that has actually been modified to accommodate a screw, because obviously that door handle has been replaced before, and what it normally is, I've seen this, and the reason I thought of that, because I've seen it on other door panels, is the plastic tangs right there that are sticking up. They're normally just melted over. They're actually, when the door panel is new, they're actually really long, and then they melt them, and that's how all that goes together. And what happens here on the new door handle, and I should have known this, because actually, to tell you the truth, the tool was in the package with it. I just missed it and ignored it. But there's actually a bit in there that will cut that flush, and then you take your screw and you actually make yourself a little screw hole, start that thing, and then go ahead and put the screw in there. Unfortunately, when they did that, whoever done it, actually I know who did it, but we're not going to name that, what they did is they wasn't careful with the screws and actually ended up stripping everything out. So you can't put, of course, bins is plastic, you can't put a lot of force on it, especially not since it's such a small, or not small, but short screw. There's not a lot of the thread that's actually going into the plastic. So I had to correct myself here, because, like I said, I literally just realized I completely missed that, and I wanted to make that right for you guys. Of course, unfortunately, that job has been done already, so I cannot show you how to fix it. Like I said, normally that is melted over, so you have to have a tool to cut that flush to the new part. Or actually, you cut it flush to the old part and then put the new part on it. So maybe we'll get another one of these days and do a better video than what we got going on here. I'm still going to go ahead and post the video, but anyway, I figured I'll let you all know that. So I haven't applied any pressure to that whatsoever, and it's like not even trying to get tight. That was the screws that came with it. Let's see if the originals maybe do a little bit better. It actually appears as this has been done before. As none of these bolts are actually tightening up the way they're supposed to. I'm leaning toward that's been done before. Because I can't believe that just taking these little screws out of here, it would be worn out like that. Certainly didn't force anything out of it or anything like that, so my assumption is probably correct. That part of it does seem to be working. Yeah, that has been done before. Just about no doubt in my mind. And whoever done it prior, they probably didn't know what they were doing and ripped them out of there, and now there's a mess. And the reason I did it like this is I wanted to dry fit this and to make sure that it's actually going to work before I set glue on there and then discover, hey, wait a minute, it ain't working. Pop that washer loose from here. Whoo! I stabbed myself on that one. Well, I stabbed myself a little bit. Thank God I didn't leave a mark. Okay, I take it back. It did leave a mark. Damn. What I just did is I took this here torch and heat that plastic up a little bit, see if I can compress it just a little bit to help me out. I think at this point in time I want to put something in the back of it to hold this thing in place a little bit better against the plastic. Of course, we're going to have to fold out the door handle, get it out of our way. I think I got my quick clamps. I'm going to use them. I don't know if they'll reach that far down or not. Nah, they don't either. Hate to hang a 1,000-pound clamp on that. Of course, that was exaggerating, but it is up against it. I mean, I could go ahead and glue these bolts in here. What bad thing is, once that's set up, it's done deal. Hopefully I can still get them screws started. All they give you this crap right here is runny like water. course, that don't surprise me there. Yeah, that front right there is not grabbing real good. Well, this here ain't worth the crap. That stuff is unbelievably thin. I'm gonna lay that up here. I know you guys won't be able to see as much, but I lay it up a little bit flatter than what I had it. Because that super glue, man, it bailed right on down that cover right there. The more I look at that, whoever done this before, whoever fixed it before, and there is no doubt in my mind that's been fixed, they had absolutely no mechanical abilities whatsoever, because they literally stripped everything out. I realize this is short, but if you pay attention, you won't strip it out. Oh heck, this camera can still see that. Trying to give you a little bit better view of it, what I've done here. Put the super glue on top of that. Of course, we won't have to leave that alone. We'll have to let that cure. So, in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and raise the vehicle and check underneath. I'm not going to bring you along for that since, well, there's probably nothing I'm going to find anyhow, so if there is, I'll turn the camera back on. Okay, so, door handle is in. I need to get this panel pop back on. There's a switch. For your door. You need to put it back in. All it does is clip in. It snaps right on in. Need to try to get the cable back in here now, of course. I can't get you in here, sorry about that. There's no way that I can film this and do it at the same time. You're just going to have to figure that part out. You take the cable, you put the pin, this pin looking deal back in there. You clip the rest of it in there. And that's all basically there is to it. Once that snaps into place, it's got a little slide mechanism that runs inside a channel, and once you push it all the way down, it clicks one time, and then that means that the plastic cord is actually locked in and doesn't pop out on you. I got my wires hanging back here on the door handle part of it, so at this point in time, of course, we need to get the opener, need to get that button aligned, and then basically line it back up to where we can pop all the other stuff back in it. Get it nicely put back into the top clips here. Don't get too rough with these things. Make sure that they're actually lined up. You kind of got to watch for that. Sometimes they're going to play a little bit hard to get. So don't need to get in a hurry with that. Make sure that we're lined up all the way. I give them a little bit of a tug, and as you can see, I hope you can see that anyway. I said as you can see, I hope you can. It's put back on, not going anywhere. Of course, then we got the bottom part. There's those two screws that I was talking about. We've got this electrical connection here. Get it hooked back up. Actually, we're going to take them bolts out and make sure we're lined up real good. Not that big of a job. Get that slid back into place. Actually, I should have done something already. I'm fairly sure that this is working, but I probably should have done that. I'm going to go ahead and trip that lock just by sticking that sticking the screwdriver in it, kind of locking it in place now. So we'll go ahead and do that part of it. All right, so it's snapped. Now let me do it one more time. That's closed. And it popped open, so it's working again. This bolt over here. That's actually a spacer on there. That sleeve looking dewy on there is actually a spacer. That's so you don't pull the plastic out of here. Put your cover back. Put a change back in there. Got one more plug. Watch placement of it. Did have it right. Flat spot toward the front. Light ain't going in. There we go. There's 2 tabs that go toward the steering wheel. 1 tab that goes toward the handle. Oh, one more time. Lock, unlock. It works. Latch the door. Snaps back open. I'd almost told you a while ago that I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off. Forgot all about it. That I wanted to go ahead and show all that. But anyhow, in a nutshell, that's what it takes to fix the door handle. Now, we both know. Hope that helps somebody. See you in the next one.